What's up, people? How you doing? Oh man, figure we could hang out and chat a little bit on this my neck Halloween Eve. Got something on the artboard here I'm working on. I just don't feel like activating both damn cameras. Let me know if you guys can hear and see me well. I figure we'll have a little fun, chitty chat, maybe do a giveaway or two. What's up, Mr. Tim? Happy pre-Devil's Night. Hope everyone's doing well. Figured we could hang out a little bit and just talk comics, talk movies, talk art, whatever you guys are in the mood for. I'm working on a piece over here, but I figured I could chat with you guys for a bit. But I definitely hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. Let's see here. I'm trying to see something. Bear with me a second. But yeah, I definitely hope you guys are having a good evening. You guys ready for tomorrow night? You guys going anywhere? Checking out any haunted houses? Anything like that? I will. I don't know. I'll probably be working, to be honest. I've got to get some of this stuff caught up because I'm trying to. I'm trying to do two things at the moment while I'm home from convention circuit. I'm trying to get commissions handled. I'm trying to get covers handled for different projects. Then I'm also trying to get, projects handled or design concepts handled for, you know, uh, not only Cycle Sal related stuff, but also for, the upcoming Cycle of the Blood Moon, my werewolf comic that's coming the first of the year. Um, be sure to share the video out, guys. Be sure to show some love there. But yeah, man, it's definitely been um, busy, man. Um, I did finish watching. Um, oh, that's cool, dude. The bus. That's awesome, man. I did finish watching the show, and of course, please, no one put any spoilers or anything because it's a relatively new show. So let's be respectful of that. Even if you guys have seen it, please do not post any spoilers. But I just finished watching the other day the TV show for the Fall of the House of Usher. Sorry about that. My voice squeaked for some reason, or not squeaked, but whistled. That was weird. Um, that was really good. That was a damn good show. I think the last time I saw a show that kept me that pulled in was maybe you know um, Haunting of Hill House. I think was the last show that really pulled my ass in like that. So if you have not watched that show, I definitely recommend it. I think you will be super happy with it. Um, Especially if you're into the kind of dark, creepy, trying to figure out what's going on kind of thing. Definitely check that out. Hang on one second. I got to grab my drink, man. I forgot to bring my drink in here. I brought everything else. Let me get my drink. Drink. I got to throw that meat away. So yeah, if you have not, oh, let me turn my little light on since we're sitting in here in the Dizark. What the little button at? Oh, there we go. Got to have a little Batman nightlight, you know. uh, let's see. Let me make sure I plug my Kickstarter real quick before we get started chitty chatting. Make sure if you have not backed my Kickstarter for Psycho Sal number 5, please go do that. For those of you that might be tuning in that are brand new, Psycho Sal is my creator-owned comic. It's about a serial killer in New Orleans in the 1980s. Very good read, very good book. Definitely check it out. I promise you, you will not regret it. And that's an absolute fact. Yeah, you guys hang out with me. We're going to do a couple giveaways this evening while I'm just chitty chatting. Some covers I've done for some other books, Image Comics and Dynamite, some retailer exclusives for, you know, some little bit of horror comics with Ice Cream Man, and a little bit of that kind of horror conspiracy theory stuff with my cover for Department of Truth number 13. And then, but yeah, make sure you guys go back to Kickstarter. Make sure you go check it out. Like I said, you will not regret it. It's a damn good read. We put a lot of work into that book, from the writing to the quality of the artwork, from the covers, you know, guest artists on the covers to interior pages and stuff like that. You guys are going to love it if you haven't read it, especially if you're into horror and you're into the classic kind of thriller storytelling, you know, with a bit of you know, slasher kind of stuff thrown in for good measure. So definitely make sure you guys check it out. But yeah, like I said, though, if you haven't watched, and cheers to anyone, and yes, I'm drinking Smirnoff Ice because I can't stand the taste of beer, and I don't feel like drinking hard ass liquor. But yes. If you have not watched The Fall of the House of Usher, make sure you do so. I promise you're going to enjoy it. Yeah, like I started that show the other day, and you know, that evening after I got done with work, art related work, you know, I sat down. I was going to start, you know, eat dinner, and I was going to watch, you know, the house, you know, The Fall of the House of Usher. And before I realized it, and I think they're like an hour long episodes. Yeah, I think they're an hour long episodes. And I was already, you know, by the time I realized what time it was, I was about to start episode 7. So I had like binged 6 hours of that show before I realized how far I had gotten into it. And I haven't done that on a show since, like I said, probably, you know, The Haunting of Hill House, maybe, as far as TV shows are concerned, where I watched that much all in one go. And, you know, and then I got up the next day, did, you know, worked on art all day long. And then that evening I sat down and finished the remaining episodes. So I binged that. I don't remember how many episodes it is total, but I binged that entire, you know, damn show in 2 sittings. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely check that out. I promise you won't regret it. Now, of course, you know, like last night, you know, I always watch horror movies through the year, but I definitely watch a lot of them through the month of October. I had to watch my favorite for geez, I'm having a brain fart. Trick or Treat. Jesus, good Lord, I'm having a brain fart. Let me know if you guys can hear and see me okay. I watched that one last night. What was the other one I watched? I watched Trick or Treat. And of course, you know, got to watch Lost Boys. The other one I watched that I watch every single year without ever missing it since I was a kid. Something Wicked This Way Comes. That is a great movie based on a book. If you haven't watched that movie, definitely check that that is such a great movie. Such an incredible movie. Um, let's see. Let's see what I don't know yet what I'm going to try to watch, maybe tomorrow evening. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to go. I don't know exactly what they've got planned for everyone, like taking the grandkids trick or treating. So I'm not sure about that yet. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to watch for that. Are you guys? Any of you guys have anything planned to do like a little watching, you know, spiel or marathon or anything like that? What do you guys have planned for tomorrow night? Um, I wish like hell there were more like Halloween parties. You don't really, man, not around here anyway. Now, if I'd still been living in Memphis, it'd have been a whole different ball game living in Memphis. There's always, Halloween parties and stuff like that going on there. I haven't really seen much of it talked about here in this area where I live now in the, Madison, Mississippi area. I'm sure there's probably one somewhere, but I haven't heard anybody mention it or post about it or anything like that. But what do you guys have listed as your all-time favorite horror movies? Like what's your go-to, when once Halloween rolls around and you're getting yourself in the mood, like what's your go-to on Halloween night? If you do a marathon or something like that. What's up, Miss Delgado? Oh, The Haunting of Hill House is incredible. What's up, man? Yeah, my Yukon's still for sale. I really haven't posted it anywhere. I think I only posted it like one time on Facebook. It's kind of one of those things where it's for sale, but if it doesn't sell, I'm okay with that. It's that kind of thing. So I haven't been like promoting it or pushing it. I really do like my Yukon. My Yukon is nice. And I think I'm the second owner on that Yukon, and I bought it from an older guy, and then did all the work to it that I've done to it. Like when I bought it, it had like 79,000 miles on it, which is insane on a Yukon, especially around here because everybody wants to use it for farm trucks or jack the shit way up and whatever. Man, it's clean as hell. There's not a leak anywhere on it. I mean, you can go completely under that vehicle and there's not a leak or nothing. Oil, transmission fluid, the whole 9 yards looks mint. I think I've got it listed for like 9,500 with the stereo system in it because it's got a full-blown system in it too. It's got aftermarket wheels and tires and it's fully loaded from one end to the other on the interior, but I think I've got it listed for 95, and that's really fair for that year and mileage. And I think I've got it listed for $8,000 without the system in it. So yeah. But yeah, The Haunting of Hill House, in my personal opinion, is probably one of the best TV shows that I think I've ever seen. Now Bly Manor didn't blow me away like Haunting of Hill House did, but Bly Manor was still a good show. But it definitely was not as good as Haunting of Hill House, in my opinion. Definitely worth the watch, though. Now, to be fair, I actually have not watched Midnight Mass yet. I really need to watch that. What's up, Courtney? Yeah, I really need to watch that one. I just have not gotten around to it. And then, after a while, I just kind of forgot about it. But yeah, the Haunting of Hill House, that's a great show. There'd definitely be enough room in that one. that Yukon, it's an XL. Now it's not as big as an Excursion, so it's much easier to drive through tight areas in traffic. You'll never realize that you're driving a bigger SUV. It feels like a normal SUV, but it's got front captain seats, it's got middle captain seats, and it's still got a third row in it. and then still has the system behind the third row. It's got two P2 Rockford Fosgate P2s in it. It will beat the walls off. But I can try, like when I drove my Yukon to shows, I could put all of my, you've seen my booth at cons. You've seen how much stuff I have. I can get everything in my Yukon without ever messing with the back area where the system is. You would never have issues with with no room. Like I've got the Yukon for sale, but I'm not like I mentioned, I'm not really promoting it. If it doesn't like sell, by the time spring rolls around, I'm probably going to gut it and turn it into one of those little, little home on wheels kind of thing that you can take camping and shit. So pull the seats out, redo the interior from the front seats back to where it has, refrigerator, sink, a bed in it, et cetera, et cetera. There's a kit now that you can buy for Yukons and those vehicle types like that you can swap all that out now. But yeah, there's a lot of great movies in general when it comes to horror. Like a lot of people, they kind of rant and get all pissy about, remakes or reboots. And don't get me wrong, there are some movies I wish they wouldn't touch, but then there's part of me, like when you lock your inner fanboy up, there's part of me that like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing that movie in today's technology. Because there's some of these reboots, remakes, however you want to label them, that I thought they did really good on that some people hate. I thought the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie was incredibly good. Hell, it was good enough that, it did so well in the theaters in general. I mean, they went back and made a prequel using those same characters too. And that one was damn good. Had Gunny Sargent in it in both movies. So that was a great remake. The 2007 or 2009 kind of reboot of Jason Voorhees, Friday 13th. I thought that was really good. There's there's a little plot story there that I think they could have tweaked to make the story flow better. But like the way they presented Jason in that remake, however you want to word it, I thought was incredible. I love the idea of him being like this hunter-gatherer type person, setting traps and all this other kind of stuff. And I loved how aggressive they made him. He was, and that's a big dude. That guy that played him, I can't remember his name, but he's like 6'5", 6'6", or something like that, like almost 300 pounds. The dude's a freight train. I thought he did great. So that was a great remake in my opinion. Even the Rob Zombie Halloween movie, I think was a great reboot on the first movie. Even though I could have done away with like the first 30, 40 minutes of the movie or however long it was, doing, setting him up as a child and kind of making him more like a growing up in an insane household kind of thing with the, stepdad and shit like that. And I don't think it was needed because I always thought Michael Myers was much scarier as just this, this thing of nature. That's the way, I always thought he was scarier like that. That's kind of the way, even with my creator on comic with Psycho Sal, that's kind of the way he is. There's no backstory. There's no, oh, woe is this poor thing. And, you're not going to sympathize. And I think that's what made the original of Halloween definitely scarier. Because I don't know. I just don't like it when you take these characters and you try to make them, sympathetic, oh, look, poor Michael, he's in this crazy, family, and everybody's yelling and screaming 24/7. And I just thought it was that part I didn't like. I wanted to just see him just be him, So once you got Tyler Mane, into the scenes as the full-grown Michael, then it was such a great movie in my opinion. Great deaths, great interactions and stuff like that. Now the second movie, that was hot trash. That was hot trash on like a just boiling platter of bullshit. You know, it just was, and I don't even know what he was trying to do with that second one. Because you can't, because like even when people interview him, like he won't even really talk about the second one. They'll talk about the first one, but he won't give any insight really, or at least any of the interviews I've seen where he's talking about why he did this or why he did that. The original Nightmare on Elm Street, oh yeah, that'll always be a great one. I mean, there was a lot of great movies, that came out of the 70s and 80s, and even early 90s, but especially the 70s and especially the 80s, in my opinion, because that's the era I grew up in. I was born in 75. So I grew up all through the 80s, and I was at that age where I was getting to watch horror movies and stuff. I mean, hell, the first horror movie I ever saw was around 7. Original Texas Chainsaw Massacre when I was around 7. I think I saw Evil Dead like within a year of it coming out, when it was first out on VHS tape or whatever. And I know that stuff is super dated now, especially the Evil Dead shit. It's so hard to watch. Like you have to be a hardcore fan, in my opinion, just to watch it now. Like it's you can't show it to any new people, because what's up, Donald? It's hard to show it to anyone new because it really is so laughable. It didn't. A lot of those movies didn't age well, so that's why. Like for me, I know even though I'm a hardcore fan of the original, I mean, wrong arm. I mean, I've got stuff, tattooed on my arms and stuff like that of all these old classics, so I'm a big fan of that stuff. But I don't get all bent out of shape and pissy because somebody's making a reboot of something. I mean, lock your inner fanboy up and watch the shit with new eyes, because it is a good way for you to involve, the younger generation in some of this. Because like I said, you can't show them the dated shit and think that they're going to be frightened or think that it's going to get that rise out of them, like it should do. So like I said, I think there's been some really good remakes. So I don't think it should be one of those things that are just shot down. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, I remember her. She's absolutely gorgeous. So I mean, so like even speaking of Evil Dead, I mean, even the reboot of Evil Dead, I think it is incredibly good. Well, I don't want to see any more. Me personally, I don't want to see any more Evil Dead because we just saw one. Now, for me personally, I think it was great. I think it'll fit a new generation. It had a little twist to it. I don't think it needs to be done again. Like I don't want to see shit beat to death like a horse. Now there's tons of other horror movies that I would love to see some of these guys redo. I think Hellraiser could be a badass one. Now I know we just got that, made for one of the apps movie or something. And to be fair, I watched that one and it wasn't terrible or anything, but it doesn't feel like Hellraiser. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. In case you guys are wondering what I'm working on right here, I'll give you a little glimpse. That's what I'm working on. She's going to be one of the characters in Cycle of the Blood Moon. She's one of the demons. So yeah, there's definitely Ed's over here sending me pictures. Man, put your feet up. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Man, I wish I'd known you were going to that. Man, I've got to start paying attention to some of the stuff y'all going to, because when I get to these shows, I'm there by myself minding, my table. I don't have time to go stand in lines and shit. I got to start bugging you guys because there's a few people's signatures I do want. Elvira is one of them. And I think I've done like one show where she was at, but I couldn't leave my booth to go stand in line, But yeah, there's, the remake of Hellraiser, I think would be a cool one to see done, like true Hellraiser. Now, a lot of people threw a heart attack over the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, remake, whatever. I didn't personally have an issue with it because, again, I want to see some of this stuff brought up in today's technology to where the new generation can experience it and hopefully feel what we felt 20 years ago, because back then it was scary. It was cutting edge on a lot of it. It's not now. It's dated as hell and hard to watch. And that's speaking as someone who's a hardcore fan of the 80s slashers and stuff like that. Now, and I didn't really have an issue with that guy playing Freddy. Now, in my opinion, they damn sure dropped the ball on the makeup. That makeup was trash. It just was. No, I don't think I'm booked for Planet Comic Con in March. I don't think so. Um, Thank you, Courtney. Yeah, that's one of the drawbacks. I do 99% of my cons by myself. And, I don't have time to leave my table and go stand in line for an hour, 2 hours or something. Eastman's a sweetheart. You'll like Eastman. He's a super, super cool guy. Great artist and super cool guy. Yeah, it was the makeup and I don't get that because that guy's a good actor. Like I think he played the role creepy, and I think he played it just fine. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm a big Robert Englund fan, and I get everybody's holy shit, what you doing moment on that. I get it. But again, I get what they were trying to do, So his acting, I thought was fine. Everything about it, I thought was fine. Other than that makeup. That makeup was trash, and I don't even understand how they could screw the makeup up. Yeah, but I'm not going to be one of those guys. If I can't go over there and grab a signature before the event opens, which most of the time I can't because they don't sign. Like, let's say the doors open at 10, a lot of those guys don't show up till exactly 10 or 10:30 or even 11. And I'm not going to be one of those damn artists, that walks over there, in the short moment I can get away from my table and walk over there and skip, 50 people, 100 people to go get it. I'm not going to do it. I mean, I appreciate that could be there and available, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not. I'm not going to be the asshole that walks up and walks around people who's been standing there for 2 hours to go get an autograph. I'm just not going to do it. I'll either catch them pre-show or after the show, and if I miss them, I miss them. I mean, it's cool that they got that, but I'm not going to do that. I don't think that's right. I don't give a shit if I'm a vendor artist. You know me. I don't believe in that. Don't you know who I am? Bullshit. I'm not nobody. I'm not better than anybody standing in that line. And I mean, to be honest with you, those fans are more important than I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to do it. So, I've never asked. And if that is a thing, that's awesome, but I'm not going to do it. No, I don't believe in that, don't you know who I am bullshit. And I'm just not going to skip lines of people that's been standing there patiently waiting. Because if and I don't think anybody should do it. I'm sorry. I don't think any vendor, any artist should be going over there during the show and walking past people, holding them up who's been standing in line for, some of those people have been standing in line, since the VIPs walked in at 9:30. And some of them been standing in lines, like if I get free at 1 o'clock and walk over, hell, they could have been standing in line for 2 hours. Hell, some of Jim Lee's lines were 3 hours long. So no, I'm not going to do it. I mean, I appreciate that. If they are doing it, that's cool, but I'm just not. I don't think anybody else should do it. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to see Robert Englund play Freddy again. Lord knows I would. But and like I said, there's a lot of other great horror movies out there. I really wish the whole Dark Universal would have worked. Because I love the remake of The Wolfman. That is one of the best remakes I think I've ever seen. That was a great movie. If you haven't seen it, The Wolfman. But I wish they could have made that dark universe work because that'd have been cool. Seeing Johnny Depp playing. I think it was the Invisible Man, and then you had Russell Crowe playing. What was it? Jekyll and Hyde. Tom Cruise was playing in The Mummy. And the movie was like The Mummy wasn't a terrible movie, but and I understand. Oh, that's awesome, dude. And I totally understand why it bombed, because it didn't feel like a monster movie. It felt like a Tom Cruise. It felt like Mission Impossible kind of meets The Mummy, that's kind of what it felt like. Like, because I've watched it a couple times since it came out years ago, and every time I watch it, I don't feel like I'm watching a monster movie. You know, well, I mean, and that's what makes fandom awesome is you don't have to be a fan of what everybody else is a fan of. And people really do need to grasp that. Like, just because someone's a fan of this person doesn't mean you have to be. Just like if you're a fan of this artist, doesn't mean everybody has to be. And people need to realize that. Like, I see it too much where someone goes, "Oh, I didn't like that artwork and I don't like that artist," and then people want to go, like harass the hell out of them, or someone will say, "I didn't like that movie." And then all of a sudden, everybody else goes batshit crazy, talking shit to them and harassing them because they didn't like the movie that they liked. People need to grasp the concept that it's okay for people not to like the stuff you like, and you're going to get through your day just fine. Yeah, I mean now that's super important too. That there is, you got to talk up your favorite artists. You got to share out their content because you got to remember something. We're only working on Facebook and we're only working on maybe Instagram or something like that. And we can only post stuff so much before we get labeled as spam. So you fans, like I always tell you guys, that's why I'll never understand, celebrities or artists or anyone else who treat fans like second class citizens for some weird ass reason. It'll never make sense to me because the fans are what make all of it possible. I mean, yeah, I'm sitting back here doing the 8-10 hours worth of work drawing something. I'm the one traveling to get to the shows and stuff like that, paying all these costs and expenses. Sure. But if they weren't walking through the door, there wouldn't be a con for me to go to. If they weren't coming into my in-store signing events, there wouldn't be in-store signing events for me to go to. If they weren't buying the books that I'm doing these cover art pieces for, there would be no work. So the fans are number one. They have to be. So I'll never understand that, about that. But you guys have to help your fans. I mean, your artists. You have to. You have to share out their content. You have to buy their products when you can. You have to support their Kickstarters when you can. You have to share out their posts, even if you can't buy anything. I mean, like, you guys are so important to what we do. It's the whole word of mouth thing. You got to share. Yes, you can't financially support your favorite artists every single time they do something. There's no way. But you can share every damn thing that they post that is of importance. So, when they drop a cover and they're doing a pre-sales, you can share that for them. When they're doing a Kickstarter, you can share that for them. When their commission list opens, you can share that for them. When they do their mystery box sales, you can share that for them. So you guys have a tremendous amount of power in your fingertips. It isn't always just about a financial, part of it. Yeah, all those shares, those comments, the likes, the interacting on the posts to get them up on the algorithm, all of that matters. And that can't nobody do that but you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, they did. They canceled. Like, that was kind of crazy, because Dracula Untold did pretty well. Now the Wolfman was prior to all that. They didn't say it was part of it, but I'm kind of sure it would have been had they kept the ball going. But the Wolfman did extremely well in theaters, if I remember correctly, did extremely well on DVD sales after the fact. I believe Dracula Untold did decent in the movie theaters and then did well on DVD. Really, the only one that just kind of bombed, surprisingly, with the, considering the actor that was in it, was The Mummy with Tom Cruise. It was weird. Like, that was really weird that movie bombed, because most of his movies don't, you know. Um, um, I I mean, I don't know how it's listed, but it'll either be on a sketch cover because it's an inked headshot, is what it is. So it'll either be on a blank sketch cover or it'll be like on like 8x10 art Bristol board. But most of the time it's just on sketch covers. More than likely, it'll probably be sketch covers only because it allows us to ship it with your stuff without us having to change. So actually, I'll go ahead and say that right now. It'll be on a sketch cover because if I try to do it on 8x10, that means that the shipping box has to change, which means the shipping has to change, and we don't have that on the Kickstarter, and I'm not messing with it. So yeah, it'll just be a sketch cover. I think it says on a sketch cover. I think that's what it says on there. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I was pretty sure that's what it listed. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way it's been on every single one. But I don't like TC. What the hell's TC? I don't know what TC is. What's TC? Oh, Tom Cruise. Jesus Christ. Okay. It just dawned on me what we were just talking about. I really don't have a problem with him. I like his movies. Now I'm not, I've seen all the Mission Impossibles except for I think the newest one. And I've enjoyed the movies. I'm not like, oh my God, I got to see the next one. Like, I've never been that way about it. I enjoyed Top Gun. I enjoyed The Firm. I enjoyed, even Top Gun Maverick. And so I've enjoyed all the movies I've seen. I mean, Risky Business. I mean, I grew up watching him just like everybody else. I mean, The Firm is one of my favorite movies of his. So, I don't have a problem with him or anything. It's just, it was kind of strange, that he did that movie and because I kind of figured it would have done well. Cause I figured all the, Mission Impossible people would have jumped over there to see it. But I guess they didn't. So I don't know. And a lot of times I think maybe the streaming services kind of hurt us on stuff like that because people know that they can wait a little while and then stream it on their platform for, like $15. Because let's be honest, now I'm a movie person, so I want to go sit in a theater. It's an experience for me. I want to do that. Now, I will not go on opening nights. I will not go on opening weekend. I will not go on a Friday night, Saturday night, because I promise you, I will end up being one of those people that you see recorded on YouTube strangling someone in their seat in a movie theater because they are too many damn people that go to movies and their ADD, ADHD, whatever the hell issues they have, they can't sit through a movie, an hour and a half, 2-hour movie without looking and playing with their damn phone. I've seen it too many times. I quit going. I can't. That is one of my biggest pet peeves in the world. I can't stand for somebody to be on their phone when I'm trying to watch an expensive ass movie in the theater or someone running their mouth in the theater. And these days, it's both. People used to have respect for going into the damn theater, and now they have zero. So I avoid it. So I'm one of those people, if I go watch something in the movies and there's still stuff I will go see in the movie, it'll be on a Tuesday and like 11 a.m. Because I'm telling you, I will be one of those people that is going to shove a telephone up someone's ass in the movie theater. I can't stand it. But I mean, respect is a big deal for me because I give everybody respect, and I expect everyone else to do the same damn thing. It's not hard to be respectful. It's not hard to be courteous. It's not hard to be kind. And you strolling your little ass into an expensive ass movie theater and you can't stay off your damn phone long enough to watch a movie, you need to find some kind of therapy or some shit. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, exactly. But damn, I can't stand it. So, but when you think about it financially, I mean, the streaming thing, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I don't have to worry about strangling nobody in the theater and going to jail. And I can pay $15 or $20 to watch the movie in my home and pause it when I need to go to the bathroom and eat whatever the hell I want without paying stupid and crazy and prices for the food. It's kind of hard not to argue that. So you get a lot of people that probably feel and think the way I do that go, I'm not going to the movies. I'm not paying all that money, because you pay, you two people go to the movies. You just spent like almost what, $20 a person to go watch the movie. Then of course everybody wants popcorn, they want a drink. Now you done spent close to $30-$40 for that shit, for some damn $10 on some $2 popcorn. You know what I'm saying? So like I get it. So I think that's where a lot of those numbers, I think that's where it fades, is people choosing to watch it from home instead of dealing with the theater. And I hate that because I love the theater. That was something I never got to go to as a kid growing up dirt poor in Mississippi. And, once I got to, as a teenager, saving up what little money I could scrounge up, every once in a while I get to go to the movies with my friends, and that was very seldom. And then as a young adult and I seldom got to go to the movies then. So, movies was a big deal for me, especially, as a young kid watching VHS tapes in the 80s, and watching Saturday, creature feature and stuff with my grandfather. Movies were a big escape for me. I mean, man, I was bullied all through elementary and junior high. And so comic books and drawing and movies, when I got home and could borrow a VHS or go to the movie theater. I mean, go to the movie rental place and rent a movie and come home and throw it in the, VCR. That was a big deal for me. And then of course, as I got to where I had my own income and stuff like that, I used to go to movies like almost every damn week to see something new that came out. I mean, I'm a big movie nut in general. Like I've seen all types of stuff, romantic comedies, action, adventure, horror and sci-fi. Like I'm all over the board. Like I've seen tons of stuff. So it was a big deal for me. And so that, and that's that childhood connection and that, love of movies. And when I go to the theater and some asshole sitting down there playing with his phone, oh, that'll get my ass riled up real damn quick. I know if I keep doing it, I'll end up in damn jail from strangling somebody. Who knows? Maybe it'll be a hit on YouTube, and well, no, that person that recorded it would get the hit. Never mind. I was gonna say maybe it'll go viral, but then again, the person that put it up is the one that would benefit from it. Yeah, like now, sadly, I don't remember what my first ever movie theater movie was. Sadly, there's still parts of my childhood that are kind of fractured. I had a car wreck. When was that? I had a car wreck a long time ago. That I rolled a vehicle on the interstate like 3 or 4 times, they said, and it threw me out of the vehicle at some point. I still don't remember any of the accident. This is just all from what the police report could figure out. And it threw me from the car, and I had like no memory and straight amnesia for like, I think it was like 2 or 3 days. So I was married at the time. My mom and my wife, the mother of my 4 daughters. When they got to the hospital, I had no clue who they were. I didn't know who my wife was. I didn't know I had a daughter. I didn't know my mother's name. I didn't know my name. So I think it's because it's probably from that. So there's things I remember and then things I don't, remember. Like I remember I think the first horror movie that I can recall ever seeing was the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. But like the first movie I ever saw in a theater, like I can't remember what that could have been. I remember the first time I ever saw Evil Dead. I was over at a friend of mine's house. The movie, it only just came out, on VHS. And I was at a friend of mine's house, and his older brother or uncle or something, it was an older male figure, had rented the movie, and we were watching it. So whatever year that was, I remember that. But I don't remember, what my first movie. Let's do a giveaway real quick while I'm thinking, then we'll get back to talking. Let's do a horror giveaway with the Ice Cream Man. So Ice Cream Man number 25. My cover I did for Image Comics as a retailer exclusive. Where's my damn pen? So for anybody new here, the way I do my giveaways, this doesn't cost you shit. This is a $30 exclusive with my signature on it, and it doesn't cost you a nickel. You don't even have to pay for the shipping. Yeah, I'm cool like that. So the way it works, though, listen carefully. What the hell? I say I'm going to do giveaway and like 3 people leave? What the hell? People scared of giveaways. So the way the giveaway works is I'll tell you a set of number parameters for you to pick a number in between. You pick one number only. If someone were to pick the same number as you, do not re-roll, or excuse me, do not pick a number. We'll deal with that if we cross that bridge. Okay. We'll do a sudden death draw or something, or sudden death pick. But like I said, pick one number only. And like I said, you will win my cover for Ice Cream Man number 25 for Image Comics. So where's my pad? There it is. So let me write me a little number down here. Let's see, what do I want to do? Let's see. All right, I got my number. Pick a number between 1 and 50. Remember, pick one number only. Make sure you share this video. If I go back and look and you didn't share this video, you forfeit what you want. So there's your warning. Make sure you share the video. That's the only thing I ask. And you win a $30 exclusive, from me. It doesn't even cost you anything for shipping. But pick a number between 1 and 50, and do not pick multiple numbers. I don't care if 10 people pick the same number as you leave it be. We'll figure it out. But yeah, man, definitely movies have always been, my escape. I mean, nothing like it, it's such a wonderful tool. Movies and books and comics. Even if you're someone who's not into comics, I'm telling you, there's a comic out there that's for you, especially in the indie world where I operate mostly. There's romantic comics, there's comedy comics, there's hero comics, there's horror comics. There's all kinds of stuff in the indie market. And then of course there's tons of books for everyone. Don't be afraid to try a comic. Don't be afraid to try a novel, or try different types of movies. Hey, Michelle, McLean just sent me a message and he said that he checked that. It said there's 3 available of 3 for the Psychopath starter kit, the cosplay thing. He said he doesn't see anything why we'd be doing it. He said there should be no issue though. So if you want to take another look at that. And for those that don't know what it is on the cosplay, on the Kickstarter for Psycho Sal number 5, there's a tier there where there's only 3 of them available, but it's a box. It comes with, what did it come with? It came with tons of stuff. Yeah, it's the cosplay tier. It's called the Psychopath starter kit. It has, like, in that box, it's a box of stuff. It's got the Psycho mask, his rain poncho, a weapon, one of his voodoo sign cards. It has all 8 trade dress covers, minus Kincaid's. Wait, there shouldn't be 8 trade dress covers. Wait, is there? Hey, one quick thing, real quick, McLean. On that paperwork, it says 8 trade dress covers. Now, Ryan Kincaid's not included on that. I just want to make sure that we have that count correct. But anyway, it comes with all the trade dress covers minus Ryan Kincaid's because he's the featured artist, so that's a separate thing. But it's got the other. How many covers was it? It should be the blank. So it should be this cover right here. It should be nope, not this one. It should be this cover right here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it should be 7. Yeah, anyway, it should be 7 total. But yeah, so it comes with all 7 of the trade dress covers, the blank cover. Then it comes with a pencil head sketch on one of the blanks. Um, and then of course all the stretch goals. But it's like it's a $300 box of stuff that technically has about $340 worth of stuff in it. But anyway, that's on the Kickstarter. So one of the other major things it comes with is if you catch me at a Comic-Con or an in-store signing event and you're dressed as Psycho Sal, everything that you bring me up to 20 items, everything you bring me, I sign for free. So, and that's for life. For life. That's for life. So that's a pretty damn cool thing. Yeah, but the blank, it's listed as 8 trade dress covers, and the blank is listed. So technically, it should say. I mean, that could be the way he wrote it. In my head, I would see it as 7 trade dress covers and then the blank. That's the way I would read it. Now he could be counting the blank as part of it. Also, Ed just pointed out to me on the live video as I was showing this stuff off to people that it could be counting the blank is probably where the 8 is coming from. I love McLean. That dude's so damn awesome. Yeah, that could be what it is. 7 covers plus the blank. It's 8 total because the blank is trade dress also, of course. So yeah, you're probably right, Ed. That's probably where it's coming from. Like I said, me personally, I would have read it as 7 books, and then the blank is that's the way I would have read it. But that could be where that's coming from. It's just because the blank has a sketch that comes on it. So. But yeah. So Courtney, if you're still here, go check it out. He says he just looked at it and it's showing that it's still available. So it hasn't sold out yet. Let's do the giveaway. Did everybody? Damn, there's like 9 people in here and only 4 people. What's up, Miss Shelby Lou? That's my daughter. For you guys that don't know, that's one of my daughters. Tell Victor hello. Hello, Victor. Victor's my grandson. Yeah. So that's the biggest thing. You know how much money that saves you over even the first couple of years? Free signatures up to 20 items, and that's per event. So let's say you catch me at a con this weekend and you get 20 things signed for free while you're cosplaying as Psycho Sal. And then 2 weeks from now, you see me at another con. You can do it all over again. Like, it's life, Um, um, the slaughter pack, yeah. Now the slaughter pack's a good one too. The slaughter pack comes with shoot the slaughter pack. A lot of people love the slaughter pack. That thing sells out every damn Kickstarter. We just started doing the cosplay Kickstarter last issue, number 4, so we brought it back for number 5. For anyone here, pick a number between 1 and 50. We're doing a giveaway. You guys will win this signed copy of Ice Cream Man number 25, cover art by me. So if you haven't picked a number here and picked a number yet and you're here, pick a number between 1 and 50. I'm about to do the giveaway for that. Shelby Lou, you're welcome to pick a number too. Oh, it could be. Yeah. Now the app acts weird sometimes. So guys, log into your laptop or some shit like that. I don't know why the Kickstarter app acts weird sometimes. But yeah, the slaughter pack is really cool. That's another big box. And it comes with the rain poncho. It comes with one of his weapons that he uses that he signed, Psycho Salon. It comes with one of the voodoo cards in an actual legit evidence bag. Vic says 15. Okay. It comes with an actual filled out police report of one of the murders. It comes with a piece of crime scene tape. And then, of course, it comes with all the cover, the trade dress covers minus Ryan's. Like normal, but it has all the other trade dress covers in it from all the guest artists. It has, I feel like I'm forgetting something. And then, of course, all the stretch goal stuff. And what's up, Frank? So tons of goodies. Like, it's a great box. Yeah, I mean, our Kickstarter, like, I Shit You Not, is one of the baddest ass Kickstarters out there. It just is. The stretch goals are badass. The tiers are badass. And the pricing on them are insanely affordable. I don't care whether you're doing, whether it's one book for $8 or $10, or whether it's doing an all cover pack for $100, or whether it's doing, foil covers, glow in the dark covers, gold medal covers, whatever the case is. Like, we're still cheaper than every other Kickstarter on the market. But yet we've got some of the best items, in my opinion, on the Kickstarters. Like, we've got great Kickstarter stuff. And that's not me just tooting my horn. I mean, that's legit fact. Okay, so Vic picked 15, Courtney 15. All right, let's see. Everybody picked the number. Kevin 17, Cameron 24, 25, Ed 23, Scott. Okay, all right. So my number I picked was number 32. So let's see who got close to 32. So we see Frank at 28. Oh, is it going to be Frank? Somebody double check my numbers for me because I'm tired. But I think it's Frank. I think it might be Mr. Frank. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, dude, Tim, man. Oh my God, dude. Freaking damn Ryan King. So let me show you the covers again. This is my cover. Now, this is the Virgin, but the trade dress has the logo and everything. I just don't have the trade dress picture on my computer here. But that's my cover. And here's the naughty version of it. This is Ryan Kincaid's cover. Absolutely killed it. This is the Virgin. This is Ivy Cosplay's cover. Her cosplaying as Special Agent Sarah Dinks, the little risque style cover. This is Sean Fournet's cover. He did the artwork and the colors on that. The colorist who did this one for me, that was Dave Kemp. Absolutely killed it. This is Amy Good's cover. Again, the trade dress has the logo and everything on it. This is Anna Zul's cover. This is Ken Hunt's. Of course, this is the Virgin. Like I said, the trade dress has the logo and everything on it. And this is Ruth Lucas's cover, which this is also my first ever published cover that I did the coloring for. So that's a first. Hit the wrong button. So yeah, that's the covers. All right. So Mr. Frank, that book is yours, brother. Brother. Frank, make sure to send me a PM with your address. As long as you're inside the U.S., it is free shipping. Now, if you're outside the U.S., you're going to have to pay the difference over what the allotted $10 would be, because shipping outside the U.S. is not cheap, and I'm already giving the book away. So, so there you go, Mr. Frank. Just make sure you send me a PM with your shipping address, please. Well, now the Trick and Treat homage, that has nothing to do with the Kickstarter. But thank you, though. And for you guys who are wondering, I don't think I have that picture on my computer. No, I don't. In case you're wondering what Tim's talking about, we did a retailer exclusive for Psycho Sal #1 for EDS Comics, and we did an homage. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. You probably can't see it. Damn it. Anyway, we did an homage for the Trick or Treat movie poster. So yeah. The wrong order, yeah. You were almost there, man. But we got a couple more giveaways I'm going to do. You know what? Let me see if I can, let me see if I can grab that picture real quick. Bear with me a second. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, there it is. Save image as. Let's see if it'll let me. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Oh, did it not work? There it is. All right, so here's the cover. So there's that cover. So it's an homage to the Trick or Treat horror movie poster with Little Sam. So that is the retailer exclusive for Ed and Peter with EDS Comics. So that pre-sale is up on my page right now. Matter of fact, it ends tonight. So first thing in the morning, that order goes in, and that book, you will not be able to get that book after that point. And the reason they didn't do a retailer exclusive for issue #5 is they are actually wanting to do a retailer exclusive for all the books. So that's why we backtracked and we went back to issue #1. So that post is on my page. Hey, what's up, Mommy? It ends tonight. So by the time in the morning, when I wake up, that post will be shut down. And then the order will be put in for whatever books were claimed on the post. So if you want a copy of that cover, if you're a horror fan or you're a comic fan or you're a Psycho Sal fan, that post is on my page. Just scroll down and find it and claim a copy. The pricing and everything is listed on that post. But that cutoff is tonight. So yeah. Yeah, Chris Webber, he's like, he tried to grab that 1 of 1 that's on the Kickstarter and somebody beat him to it. Let me tell him something, dude. Hey, just to be on the safe side, make sure you check that item on a regular computer browser, not the app on your phone. Every once in a while, that app will act a little funny. So jump on the Kickstarter on your laptop or something like that, just to make sure whether that item is sold out or not. I don't know why Kickstarter's app acts a little weird sometimes. So if you look on the Kickstarter and something's saying it's sold out, just double check it on your laptop or your desktop or something to make sure. Because and don't get me wrong, a lot of those 1 of 1 things are going to sell out, even though they're $400 items, $300 items. But you're talking about something that's one in existence that'll never be redone. So that stuff, people snatch that stuff up real quick. But yeah, whether you're a movie fan or whether you're comic fan or novel fan, make sure you guys branch out and try other things. Because like I'm not a big like cop show person. And somebody told me to try Justified, and I knew who Timothy was, Orlifant or however you pronounce his name. Like I knew who he was. I seen him in other stuff, and I liked him. So I gave that a shot. And Justified, like I said, it's not my bread and butter, but that's a damn good show. The same thing goes with other novels and stuff. Branch out a little bit and try some things that maybe one of your friends might be suggesting or something. And it's the same with horror comics. I've heard the same. I've heard people who are not horror fans at all, and once I explain Psycho Sal to them and the concept, even though it's technically a horror comic with suspense and thriller style storytelling thrown in, people are like, oh, I'm not really a horror fan. That doesn't really, not my thing. And I'm like, no, trust me, read the book. Like I've even given away free copies of #1 just to prove my point. It shows. And I haven't had a moment yet where it hasn't failed, where they came back the next day and bought issues 2 and 3 that I had on hand, or contacted me, after they left the show the next day and said, oh my God, I read the book. I'm not a horror fan, but I absolutely loved it. I got to have the other 2 books that you had. Can you ship them to me? And they buy the other 2 books and I ship them out to them. So because it is unique with Psycho Sal, because we are changing the game a little bit. We are, breaking some new ground with how we're doing storytelling in comics, but also how we're handling the horror genre. I've got people that aren't even horror fans that are now addicted to Psycho Sal. So, I knock on wood, I'm glad of that. I definitely appreciate that. But yeah, don't be afraid to try those other things, those other, genres and stuff. Again, you'd be surprised what ones you might think are really good. And you would have never known that if you just lived with that mindset. And the same goes for remakes of movies. I get that you're a hardcore fan of some original movie, but don't just be dismissive right out the gate saying, oh, I'm not going to watch that. They can't nobody replace so-and-so. Just lock your inner fanboy up and watch the damn movie and make up your mind that way. Don't listen to anybody when it comes to movies or books or comics and they're telling you it sucks. Yeah, it may suck for them, but you don't know if it's because it just sucked or whether it's because they went in with a closed mind and they automatically had made up their mind before they even went. Because some people will do that. They'll make up their mind that they just don't like it already. So, but yet they go anyway, and then they come out talking about how they don't like it. I think you should try to experience it with fresh eyes, whether you think about it as multiverse kind of thinking. Because that was kind of the way Bruce Campbell kind of explained the reboot of, or remake, reboot, whatever, of Evil Dead. He kind of explained it like, well, this one, you kind of look at it as a multiverse kind of thing, and and have fun with it that way. And that's a great way to look at it. Because again, if you go into stuff right out the damn gate with this mindset that this shit's going to suck, guess what? It's going to suck. Like you're going to find fault in every damn little fart and, smile they make. You can't do that. You can't go into shit and automatically be telling yourself, this is going to suck. I'm going to hate it. I don't know why I'm here. You're going to do exactly what you just talked yourself into doing. So don't do that shit. Give it a shot. Like I said, there's been a lot of things that I was exposed to that I was not thinking it would be good. Case in point, like I don't read romantic novels or books out of the romance section at bookstores. But I used to work in the casino world, and I always brought books to read on my break, and I'd read through everything I had, and Lord knows, I can't stand spending money on a book and then the book suck. So I'll ask other people like, hey, what are you reading? What are you reading? And, there was a young girl that worked there at the casinos with me, and she always had a book in the break room. And so I was like, well, what are you reading? She started telling me about a book series called Black Dagger Brotherhood. J.R. Ward is a female writer, and the books are damn good. There's like 15 or 16 of those damn books, if not more by now. And I've read at least 14 of them twice. It's about a brotherhood of vampires and everything. I don't want to tell you too much. Each one of the books is about a different brother. There's this brotherhood of these bigger, stronger, tougher vampires that are technically like, you know, like military style brothers, you know, that protect the vampire nation that, you know, kind of hides in the shadows. Um, and each one of the books is about a different one, and it's all written very well. It's very intriguing. The characters are really developed and interesting. And it's in the romance section at your bookstore. You know, and the books are about that damn thick. And you know, so they're that thick, but now there's only about like this much romance in it, and then you got this much of just holy hell crazy stuff going on. You know what I mean? Um, so you know, I would have never read that book because I would have never walked into the romance section at a bookstore. You know, I would have walked into the horror section and then tried to figure out something to get. Hey brother, no, there's you can add other types of metals and stuff in the add-on section. Make sure you pay close attention to the add-on because you know, pick your tier, and then when it moves you over to the add-on section, pay attention to that section because there are a lot of really good add-ons in the add-on section. This is the largest add-on section we've done, and there's a lot of cool stuff in there that are, you know, limited to 4 in existence or limited to 5 or limited to 1. So definitely check that out. Sorry, I'm talking to Chris. It's called Black Dagger Brotherhood. And like I said, each one of the books is about a different brother. And there's some of them brothers that they are screwed up. But it's a great read. Like I said, I own at least 14 or 15 of the books in there on my bookshelf right now, all hardbacks. And I've read that series twice. And I mean, you're talking books that damn thick. I've read that series twice. And now I haven't caught up because there's probably like 4 or 5 books, 3 or 4, something like that, that's out since the last one I had. I haven't had a chance to catch up. So there's probably 17, 18, 19 damn books out by now. She also did another series now. Sadly, I can't remember the name of the other series, even though I own like 2 of the books, but you'll have to look her name up and just see. Her name is J.R. Ward. And she wrote another series. Was it called The Fallen? Anyway, just look her name up. But she did a series about fallen angels, or a fallen angel rather. I've only read the like first 2 books, and I don't remember them being bad or anything. But again, that was years ago. I read those. I can't remember, you know, exactly what was going on in those books. That was a long time ago. But yeah, definitely. And like I said, that's a book I never would have, you know, been exposed to if it hadn't been for this young lady that worked in the casinos where I worked, and she was reading on break, and I asked her what she was reading. But it's a good book. Like I said, they're like that damn thick. You know, hardback, softback, whatever. They're like that damn thick, and there's about this much romance bullshit in it. You know, so she didn't overdo that. You know, but now, whatever you do not leave that book sitting out for anybody you don't want seeing it. Like kids, your church buddies, because those little sections of romance are hardcore. Like J.R. Ward definitely played out her freak stick on that book. They are hardcore. But you know, so don't leave them laying around for anybody to pick up that might start reading a few pages, you know. Because you know, if your luck is like my luck, where they open the book to will be the one damn little area of that shit. That would be my luck. But yeah, that was a good book, like I said. And you know, the same thing with Psycho Sal, like bumping into those people at the cons that I've been to since issue 1, 2, and 3 has been out. You know, I've heard that plenty of times. Oh, I'm not into horror. It's not my thing. Okay, well, here, I'll tell you what, take the book with you, give it a shot. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but at least you tried. But I promise you, you're going to like it. And I'll talk to you tomorrow when you're here for issue number 2 and 3. And that hasn't failed yet. So, but that's all due to the way we're doing the book. Chris Hayes' wonderful writing on issues 1, 2, and 3. And now we're into the victim's perspective with 4, 5, and 6. And for those that aren't, like I said, tuning in, you may not know, Psycho Sal is my creator-owned comic. It's about a serial killer in New Orleans in the 1980s. The first 3 books are written from the lead FBI agent's perspective. When we get to issues 4, 5, and 6, we change the perspective, and now you're seeing everything through the eyes of one of the victims. And when we get to 7 through 10, we change the perspective again, and now you are seeing everything through the eyes of Psycho Sal himself, something that hasn't been done in comic books. And it makes for an incredible read because of the way you're being pulled in emotionally from different angles. And then on top of it, we broke the mold with how serial killers are viewed. Most of the time they fit a pattern, they hunt a certain way, certain type of people or a certain area, and that means certain people are safe, etc. But that's not how it works with Psycho Sal. He doesn't care what color you are, what sex you are, whether you're rich or poor, young or old. It's whatever catches his eye. And by the time you read the first book, there's already been like 4 murders. 2 were male, 2 were female, and even the murders are different. If it hadn't been for him leaving a calling card at each one of the murders, they wouldn't even have known it was a serial killer. That's how different they were. And the reason we did that was because we didn't want anyone to feel safe. Even if you look at real life serial killers, you had some that hunted women, some that hunted men, some that hunted blonde women or couples. So that means everybody opposite of that scenario were safe. We didn't want that to be that way with Psycho Sal. We wanted to create a legitimate, just fear walking the streets of New Orleans. So that's what we did. We got the city completely shut down after dark in the comics because everybody's terrified because no one's safe. Every single person walking the city could be the next victim. That brings in a whole different level of fear. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, even when you're dealing with real life serial killers, you had, when you had someone who all his, their victims were male, all the females were safe. If all the victims were female, all the males were safe. If it was blondes, then all the brunettes were safe, etc. So we wanted to do away with that. So, and Psycho Sal is not likable. This isn't Freddy where you're going to be laughing at some jokes. This isn't Jason where you feel sorry for him because, he was, what happened to him as a kid. You are not going to like Psycho Sal. He is not cutting one-liners and he is not joking and he is not, there's nothing about him for you to be sympathetic over. He is just pure evil walking. And you guys will find out why and everything as we progress into the later issues till we get to number 10. So, so we wanted to kind of shake things up a little bit and do things a little bit different than what everybody else has done. And I think we've done incredible with that. And the great thing about it, the reason a lot of people who aren't necessarily horror fans are latching on is the suspense of it. Because the entire book, as the story is told, the pressure just keeps rising. The tension just keeps going up with every page and every issue. And that's to create that old school type of fear from old horror movies and books where you were just kind of sitting on the edge of your seat trying to figure out what was going to happen next. So, it's not like a hack and slash comic where you're just blood and guts everywhere. Some of the stuff that happens in the book, you see right before it happens, and then you see the aftermath. Like you're not watching someone having their eyes dug out. This isn't a Saw book. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with those, movies and stuff. But I think things tend to be a lot more frightening when you have to use your own imagination to fill in the blanks. And there are some definite moments in this book where your imagination is going to get the best of you. So, And like I said, that's kudos to, Chris's writing and Lori's writing and stuff as we progress. They take my notes and they create something really badass with my notes and everything. So, that's why, I keep trying to tell people, don't be afraid to try stuff you normally never would do. There's a lot of great books out there. There's a lot of great movies, great comics in general. That, like I said, if I'd have been closed-minded about it, I wouldn't have watched, and I thought it was hilarious as hell. I mean, like talking about movies. I mean, that movie with, what's her name in it? Oh my God, was it A plus, A something? Oh my God, it's got that little young girl in it that played in, she made an appearance in Superbad. She also played in, Zombieland. But she played in that A whatever movie. That's a funny ass movie. And I don't think I would have never watched that movie if I'd have been closed minded, because the majority of stuff I watch is horror. What was that damn movie called? A something. A plus, A something. Shit, I can't remember. My memories, me trying to remember the names of shit is hard as hell. I'm so bad about not remembering names. And Easy A, there you go. Thank you, Mr. Ed. So yeah, Easy A, that's a damn good movie. Superbad's a great comedy. I was trying to think of something else that I've watched I probably wouldn't have watched. 3:10 to Yuma. That's a great movie. Now, to be fair, I've never seen the original. I just saw the remake with Russell Crowe. But I'm not a big Western person. But I still watch some of them because, someone would say, hey, try this movie out. Because, like I said, I've seen most movies that have been made, especially shit through, the 80s and 90s. Like I said, I'm across the spectrum. I watch all kinds of movies. But like I said, there are some that I wouldn't have tried if someone hadn't suggested it. And if I'd have sat there closed-minded about, oh, that's not my thing, I'm not going to worry about it. That's a damn good movie. 3:10 to Yuma, Russell Crowe, and what's his name? Christian Bale. That's a damn good movie. I would have never watched it if someone hadn't suggested it, like I said, because I'm not a big Western person. True Grit. Now again, the remake, not the original, because again, I'm not a country, I'm not a Western fan, so I didn't watch the original. The remake, Matt Damon and whatever that young girl's name is that played in Bumblebee movie. That's a good movie. That's a damn good movie. So don't be afraid to try different things. And even if you're a horror fan, even though B-level horror movies that's some hard shit for me to watch. Most of it I cannot watch. I can't tolerate the acting. I can't tolerate the special effects, and so I end up turning a lot of that shit off. But every once in a while you'll find a good one. That movie Howl, Howl. It's a werewolf movie. A little different from your traditional werewolf movies. But that's actually a good movie up until like the last 10 minutes of the movie. Then it's hot shit. But up until like the last 5 or 10 minutes of the movie, that's an actually entertaining movie. I've watched it multiple times. It's a B-level movie. I don't think it ever went to the theater. It's got that little young dude playing in it that played in the Aragon movie. And the Aragon movie was a decent movie until you read the book. Once you read the book, it'll make you hate that movie with a passion. and there you go. That's another good example. That's a damn good book if you have not read it. The Aragon series, it's like 3 books, I think, 3 or 4 books, but it's called Aragon is the first one. That book was written by a 16-year-old kid when he wrote the first book. Now, to be fair, both his parents are like editors. So take that with a grain of salt, about a 16-year-old writing a book. Probably most 16-year-olds can write a book when their parents are editors and they're standing over your shoulder helping you probably write the book. But that's still pretty cool. That's a damn good series. I've read that series at least 3 times. Let's see what else. You know what? And some people are probably going to be, angry with me for saying this, but I'm going to give you another one that I would never have read if it hadn't been for my daughter's suggesting me to read it. Twilight. The Twilight series, the books, they're actually good. If you just ignore the sparkly vampire bullshit, because that was the dumbest shit I ever seen anybody put in a movie, where it wasn't even needed. There was no need of it whatsoever. That was and I get why she did it. She was just trying to do something to be a little original, but she didn't need to. And I guarantee you, if she had not put that twinkling ass, sparkly shit in that book, there'd have been way more people that would have read that book and, or even watched the movies. But ignore the sparkly bullshit, okay? That book, that series is actually very well written. I've read that entire series at least twice. So the movie, Now I went and watched the movie with the girl I was seeing at the time. She was a big fan of it. I went to watch the movies with her. Now I laughed my ass off on the last movie when they threw that damn monkey wrench in there and they changed, not changed, but added something to the end fight that wasn't in the book. That was brilliant. I laughed my ass off. There was so many damn teenage girls around us screaming and crying and yelling to the ceilings about what was happening. And I was just sitting there laughing my ass off because it was brilliant. What they added to that final movie or whatever, to create this little storytelling twist. And it was a great twist. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. And that was make a bunch of teenage girls cry and scream at the theater. It was great. I would give anything to see more movies do that shit. That was great. But like I said, the books themselves, and I can't remember the lady's name that wrote those books, but the books are, I'm telling you, take it from someone who does a shit ton of reading. I got 3 bookshelves full of books in there. That was a really, really good book. Like I said, just ignore the sparkling bullshit because it's only in there for just a little bit, but just ignore that. It was a great book. Oh, was it? See, I've only watched like one Vampire Hunter D, and that was forever ago, and I don't remember anything about sparkling shit. Stephenie Meyer, yeah. So like I said, try some things because I'm telling you right now, that book completely shocked me. One of my daughters, I can't remember which one it was. They wanted me to read the series because it was back when I was trying to find shit to read. And one of my daughters like, hey, read this. And it really is a good book. Very good storytelling by Stephenie, especially considering I think it's her first book, I believe. That's pretty damn good. I got to give her credit. I think that was her first book, if I remember correctly. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, definitely don't be afraid to try something. If you're into horror, if you're into reading, give Black Dagger Brotherhood a try. You won't regret it. I promise. Here, I'll give you guys here you go. I'll give you guys a list of books. Because I listen to books on audio when I'm driving these 6 hours, 10 hour, 15-hour drives to Comic-Cons. I'll give you guys a list of the books I have on my Audible right now that are good books. Let's see. There's one series. Now, this series here is interesting. So this series takes place like 150 years after a zombie apocalypse. So there was a zombie apocalypse that happened, right? Almost wiped out humanity. They were able to get it stopped and before it wiped out all of humanity. Now we flash forward 150 years and there's a vampire. So everything's being told from this vampire's perspective who was there during the zombie apocalypse that helped stop it, right? Now they're dealing with a werewolf uprising where werewolves are tired of living in the shadows. And now that the human population's been decimated so bad, they're coming out and wanting to use humans as cattle. But it's a series called where the hell are you? Shit. Sorry, I got so many damn books. I told you guys I do a lot of reading and a lot of books on Audible while I'm driving. Where the hell? Lycan Fallout. It's like 7 books. So it's like Lycan Fallout, like 1 through 5 or 1 through 6, and then there's like a 5.5 or a 6.5 book, and then a 7 or something like that. But it's like 7 books, but it's called Lycan Fallout. So you got Lycan Fallout 2, Fall of Man, Lycan Fallout 3, End of Age. Oh, there's demons in the book too. Lycan Fallout 4, Immortality's Touchstone. And then there's Lycan Fallout 5, Demon Wars. And I can't remember what the name of the other one is. That's a damn good series. Some witches kind of mixed in there, I think, which is kind of what gave me the idea about doing a book that kind of incorporated all the things that go bump in the night, because we haven't really seen that. I mean, this one's, this is more like a fantasy. That's the way this one reads. It's more like a fantasy. It's not a horror. It's like a fantasy kind of story, even though it's got, like this witch in it and this werewolves and there, these zombies every once in a while. But it's written like a fantasy book, set, because everything's like went back in time as far as because of the fall of man. So now you have these forts and things throughout the country. It's almost like medieval times again. That's a good example. It's kind of what it is. It feels like it's set in medieval times because of the fall of man, and everything had to go back to the way it was, in the 1700s, etc. But that's a good book. Lycan Fallout. Check that out. That's a good book. It's got by a writer called Mark Tufo. Another one that's good for you. That's a good one. Where's it at? This is a vampire series, and this ain't no romantic vampires. This is some violent shit. It's a book called With Teeth. That's a damn good vampire book, but it ain't no sexy vampires. Undertaker's Moon is another werewolf book. That's a good book too. Werewolf Undertaker's Moon. What was that other one? Bear with me a second. I'm trying to dig through. If you've never read the book called The Sale by Stephen King, that's a damn good book. They did a movie about it, a handful of years ago. Don't watch that movie. That it's got Samuel Jackson. It's got what's his name in it. That's a shit movie. It is shit. But The Sale, that's a damn good book. Let's see. Let's see. There was another one. What was that other one I read? Was it? No, it's not Breeds, not Catchers. I think Monster Story is the one I'm thinking about. That's a werewolf book too. That one's really good if you haven't read it. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm thinking about. Within the Woods. I can't remember if that's the one I'm thinking about. Is that the one? Hang on one second. Let me listen to this for a second. I can tell you.
The seller of lightning rods arrived just ahead of the storm. It came along the street of Green.
No, that's not it. There's another one that it's about a female protagonist and this werewolf, and it's really good. What was the name of that damn book? Was it Monster Story? Hang on.
The seller of lightning rods arrived just.
Wait a minute. Why are you playing that? That's not the book that's not the one I pulled up, is it? No. Why'd you play that?
Their son's death.
There we go.
Still, when she had returned from her parents'
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Monster Story. That's a damn good werewolf book too. See, I mean, the ones I really like, I don't really want a goody two shoe werewolf book. I don't really want a goody two shoe, vampire book. Even though, like I said, Black Dagger Brotherhood's a great read, and those are technically heroes. But like with teeth, that book is good. I hope there's a sequel to it. If it is, I haven't noticed it yet. But definitely check that out. Like I said, get it on Audible or something, but or buy the book, either one. But that's a really good one. Like I said, the vampires that are in that book, they are not sexy in any way, shape, or form. So, and I mean, violent. And it's a good twist too. Like it's a good, it's a good change. It kind of like the way they did 30 Days of Night. If you've not seen that, that's a great vampire movie. The sequel's shit, but the first movie, 30 Days of Night, that's a damn good movie if you've not seen it. So, and those are the type of vampires, they're just feeders. They're not here to be sexy. They're not, nothing like that. That's a really good one. No problem. Thank you, Frank. I'll have it in the mail to you here probably tomorrow or the next day. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for hanging out. Frank, make sure you go check out the Kickstarter if you hadn't had a chance to, and I appreciate it, brother. Thank you. So there's a bunch because like right now on Audible, I'm listening to let's see, another one that's pretty good. I'm listening to Salem's Lot on Audible. That's a good book. Of course, I've got the classic shit on here. Dracula by Bram Stoker. That's a great. It's a little bit of a hard read, and that's just because everything in Bram Stoker's Dracula are either letters, journal entries, news clippings, and so it's all this, this storytelling from different perspectives, and it's all in the form of ledgers and letters and captain's journals and shit like that. So it can make that a little bit of a read, but it's still a good read though. Autobiography of a Werewolf Hunter is actually a really good book too. It's about 3 books long. That one's pretty good too. One of the newer ones I'm listening to, and I can't really give an opinion on it yet because I haven't got as far into it to really give you an opinion. But it's one of Ed and Lorraine's stories. They did a book about one of Ed and Lorraine's, the people that did all the, ghost hunting and stuff, Ed and Lorraine Warren. They put together one of their stories talking about a werewolf. So that one I can't give you any opinion on yet because I haven't gotten in, like I said, far enough to really give you an opinion. And then of course I've seen the movie or the TV show. I love the TV show, so I finally got the book on here. So I'm also listening to The Haunting of Hill House because usually the books are way better than the movies. So I'm excited to get into that one more. I'll tell you another good one. Here's a good one. I read this one when I was in junior high. It was one of our books we had to read in English class. So now keep in mind, it's a book that's kind of meant for teenagers, I guess, is the way you would look at it. Like I said, I read it in junior high. And it's a book by Lois Duncan, and it was called Down a Dark Hall. They actually did a movie about it at one point, but ignored the damn movie. The book is actually really damn good. Like I said, it was kind of aimed more for young, teenagers, but it's still a good read. Like I've read it again since being an adult, of course. Read it probably 2 or 3 times. It's a really, really good read, and it's really interesting concept of what's going on in the book. So if you hadn't had a chance to read that, make sure you do. But definitely check out those others I mentioned, like Undertaker's Moon and With Teeth and stuff like that. I think you will definitely enjoy it. I've got something on there called The Lineage, but I don't remember what the hell that is. Yeah, definitely check those out. All right, so let's see. Let's do another giveaway. We still got some people in here. Let's do another one. I gave away $300 worth of signed exclusives from this past Saturday and Sunday. I took them to the post office today. After shipping, it was almost $300 worth of exclusives just for showing up and hanging out. How many damn artists can you say do that shit? None. They'll be pissed at me for saying that, but I don't care. And people should do more for the damn fans. It ain't that big a deal. Let's do a giveaway for Department of Truth number 13. My retailer cover I did for them with the Grays. All right, so how many people we got in here? Do we even have enough people in here to do a giveaway? Somebody say something. Everybody speak up. Who's here? Who do we still got? Say hello. Hello to my friend. Boy, everybody missing out on all kinds of shit. There we go. We got a few people. Boy, people severely missing out. They watching that World Series and shit, I guess. That's all right. Y'all go watch the sports. Just ain't my thing. Damn sure can't watch no baseball. Holy shit. That's some boring ass shit to me. And it's so crazy. Like I played Little League and everything in school, and I played football in school, and I just don't care. I don't care to watch any of it. It doesn't, I'll watch the Super Bowl every year just because. And that's about the extent of it. And I'm not saying you can't be a fan of it, man. Knock yourself out. It's just not my thing. I definitely can't go watch it in bars and stuff. And I used to. I can't do it anymore. Listening to grown ass men cry about a team that they're not a part of, talking about we did this and we did that. And I'm like, no, bitch, you sitting on a stool in a bar. You ain't done shit but run up a tab. So that's all you done is run up a tab. But I can't do it anymore, man. I'm all about being a fan of stuff and being excited about your what you're a fan of. But I can't listen to the damn bickering and arguing and the ref stole this and the ref stole that. And I'm like, oh my God, man. Like, we had you. Like, no, I'm pretty sure you're not on the payroll. But, anyway. I just can't listen to the bickering about it, man. It's just ridiculous to me. I've seen grown-ass men throw punches at one another over shit in a bar at about a football game. Y'all, that's some stupid shit. Ooh, let me go to jail for assault because somebody said my team sucked. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to do the giveaway on this one. Department of Truth, number 25, my cover for a retailer exclusive for Image Comics, baby. Let me find my little number. All right, so we got like 6 people in here. Let's do all right, pick a number. Just pick a number between 1 and 25. 1 and 25. If you won the last one, make sure you skip this one. I got the hiccups now. 1 and 25. Damn, I didn't draw on any of that. I was supposed to be drawing on this while I was chatting with you guys. 13, 11, 16, 9. What's up, John? What's up, Marcus? Welcome. Hello. I was like, where the hell my number go? There it is. Remember, if somebody were to pick the same number as you, don't worry about it. We'll do sudden death. All right, is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Oh well, yeah, I guess that's all we got in here, man. That people sorely missing out watching. So y'all could have watched the highlight reel and been over here having some fun conversation and winning some shit. Yeah, y'all could have watched the highlight reel for the damn, for the sporting shit and got all the important stuff in like 3 minutes. Oh shit! All right, so we got. I think that's everybody. All right, so the number I picked, number 15. So let's see who got closest to 15. Oh, I think it's going to be Mr. Johnny John. 13, 11, 16, 9. Yep, that's right, John. Make sure, I'm tired. All right, Mr. John Kerrigan. That is all yours. PM me your address on Facebook, and I'll get that in the mail to you free of charge. $30 exclusive with my signature on it, brother. Now, if you're outside the U.S., you're going to have to pay the difference on the damn shipping. But if you're in the U.S., it's free shipping. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Make sure you share the video, because if I look at y'all's pages and you won something and my video is not on your page from you being shared, you will be forfeiting said item, and it will go to the next highest number or the next closest number. So it's super simple. Share the video. That's the only thing I require. But and feel free to ask any questions, guys. If you have any questions or topics you want my opinion on, not like my opinion matters, but feel free to ask. I'm just sitting here, supposed to be working on this right here, but I've been working since like 9 this morning. So I don't know how well you can see that. I'm supposed to be finishing the pencils on this design, but I figured I'd hang out and chat with you guys on this Hallows Eve. It's a Halloween Eve, man. But yeah, definitely gives, like I said, give different things a try. Don't sit back and be closed-minded about genres or anything like that. Oh, that's not my thing. Give it a shot. If somebody that you respect is giving you, hey, try this out, give it a try. Like I said, if I sat my ass around being closed-minded all the damn time, there's a lot of books and movies and stuff I would have missed out on, because again, normally I wouldn't have been in that area shopping or going to see that type of movie. So don't be afraid to try that. And the same thing goes for you guys who, like I said, you may not be a horror fan. Don't be afraid to try horror. There's a lady that I kind of watch on YouTube. I'll listen to some of those reaction videos sometimes, or those where they're talking about movies while I'm, working. And she never watched horror movies until she finally started doing some of these reaction videos, and she started watching, horror movies. And now she's a horror fan. So like I said, don't be afraid to try shit. You'd be surprised. Like I said, I've got plenty of Psycho Sal fans right now that walked up saying they're not fans of horror, and now they are, who are clamoring and can't wait for the next issue of Psycho Sal to come out. So definitely open your mind a little bit, and the same goes for the horror fans, when it deals with, like I mentioned earlier, when it deals with watching reboots and remakes and shit like that. Lock your inner fanboy up and sit down and give the thing a shot. Like I said, I was super nervous, when I went in to see the reboot of Evil Dead, and I think it was great. I was nervous when I went in to see the reboot of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it was insanely good in my opinion. So don't be afraid to try that kind of stuff. Too many people want to sit around with this gatekeeping bullshit or this closed-minded bullshit where they want to, I'm not going to watch that movie, it's going to be shit. Like, really? How the hell do you know that? Just because you're a fan of a 30-year-old movie? It just doesn't make sense when you really think about it. That doesn't make sense. You're a fan of something that's so outdated that if you watched it right now, the only reason you're watching is because you were a hardcore fan from the get-go. But if you watch it with open eyes, you sit here and go, okay, that's dated. Ooh, that acting's terrible. Ooh, that didn't look right. Like, if you go in there with today's eyes, some of that stuff is hard to watch. And like I said, that's me speaking as a hardcore fan. you know, there's a lot of Friday 13th that is hard as hell to go back and watch. So, just give it a shot, give it a try. All right. Any questions from you guys? I'm probably going to jump off here in just a little bit. I'm almost done with my drink. For any of you that are new, my name is William. I'm a published and professional comic artist illustrator. I've done over 70 plus published covers in the last 4.5 years alone. Everything from retailer exclusives for Image Comics, Dynamite Comics, tons of indie projects. I'm also the creator owner of Psycho Sal, which is a horror comic that is about a serial killer in New Orleans in the 1980s, and we are currently on issue number 5 Kickstarter. So that's me. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions you might have. I know some of you guys might be new, might be just tuning in. I do these live videos every so often where I just kind of sit and chit chat with the fans. We talk about movies, we talk about comics, we talk about art. I do some giveaways on some of the shows. Like I said, I did over $300 worth of giveaways Saturday and Sunday and signed exclusives, mailed all that stuff out today. We did a couple more tonight. But yeah, that's me. Easy peasy. What do you guys got going on tonight other than listening to me ramble? You guys got any parties planned for tomorrow night? Anybody doing any Halloween costume parties? I miss those. Man, I miss those. I used to do those when I lived, when I lived in Tennessee. We used to try to do that. We would, one Halloween, we would do something at home, do an event at home. And then the next Halloween, we would go uptown and, walk, Bill Street and stuff like that in full costume. Can't really do that anymore because there's too many young people that don't know how to act and like to shoot each other. So damn sad how young people are. Baton Rouge. Where you driving? Where you driving to? Texas? Damn, you pulling some of my shit. Yeah, I can't remember. You're in Texas, aren't you, Ed? God damn, dude. Why didn't you fly? I'm pretty sure you could have flew from Texas to Orlando cheaper than that drive. I mean, unless you got some little car like mine that gets like 30 miles, 32, 33 miles a gallon. Gotcha. Well, y'all be damn careful driving, man. I don't know how the hell y'all drive after dark. Man, I can drive for, 15, 20 damn hours during the daytime, give or take. Once the damn sun goes down, it's hard for me to keep my eyes open. Once it gets around like 10 p.m. at night, man, me and driving do not get along once it gets around 10 p.m. Oh, you flew to Orlando. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, okay, that's definitely easier. What's up, Marcus? Happy All Hallows Eve to you too. But you have a good night, man. Yeah, like I can drive as long as the sun's up. I can drive however damn many hours I need to drive. But once I reach, dark, and especially around that 10 p.m. at nighttime, but man, I cannot keep my eyes open. I cannot do it. Yeah, the hell with that shit. And I'll have to stop too, because I'll catch myself in my, where you're full blown like dozing, have to get off the damn road. Oh man. Oh yeah. Excuse me. Do. You know something I just realized that I hadn't noticed? Did any of the I mean, I'm sure probably CBS or some shit like that may have done it, but did any of the other sites do like, 30 days of Halloween kind of thing? I don't remember seeing anything like that. I mean, I don't really have, like basic TV channels. I just have internet and I have all the apps, on my TV. So I'm not watching like, TBS or, any of that other shit. But still though, for some reason I kind of remember, there being some of the apps last year that was doing, that kind of Halloween, bundle kind of stuff. Oh, okay. It annoys the hell out of me the way these stores try to pump out damn Thanksgiving and Christmas shit. Like I went into Hobby Lobby. No, not Hobby Lobby, because Hobby Lobby doesn't even sell Halloween shit. I went into Michael's the other day. Now, mind you, I went into Michael's around, probably the 4th or 5th of October, and they had some cool stuff in their little, Halloween section. Nothing outrageous, some cool little stuff. But then I went back in there again about a week and a half ago, and they didn't have anything. Like so apparently they didn't even restock. They just, whatever they got on that initial order, that was all they did, because everything was gone. The shelves were empty, and they were filling the shelves up with Christmas shit. Like, God, man, people push Halloween out so fast. I mean, Halloween was still like a week and a half away, and they'd done, they hadn't ordered anything, to refill the shelves. They just automatically started putting Christmas stuff out. I was like, damn, y'all just gonna skip over Thanksgiving altogether. But, oh man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But anyway, guys, all right, I'm gonna get off here. I think we've been chatting, I don't know how long, almost 2 hours. So awesome. Thank you guys for coming out. For anybody that's new, nice meeting you. Anybody else that's new, make sure you go check out my Kickstarter. The link is in the comments here at the very top, I think. Definitely check out the Kickstarter for Psycho Sal. If you're into horror comics and you're into thriller, suspenseful type of writing, you'll definitely dig Psycho Sal. Issue number 5 is in Kickstarter right now. That's what that link is. Go over, back it, enjoy it. There's also in the add-on section, there's a section where you can add on issues 1 through 4, so you can get all caught up and have all 5 books. But I'm going to get in here. I think I'm going to go in here and enjoy a little TV. And the rest of you guys that are doing your driving, y'all be super safe, be super careful. And like I said, guys, make sure you go check out the Kickstarter. Make sure you go show it some love. Make sure you share it out. If you haven't yet, please do. If you haven't had a chance to, check out some of my artwork and stuff like that, feel free to join the group at Art of William Russell. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook with that information at Art of William Russell, all one word. But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful Halloween. I'm not sure if I'll be live tomorrow night because I don't know what I'll be doing. If I do, though, you're welcome to come hang out. But anyway, you guys have a great night. Thank you again for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you guys later. Happy Halloween, guys.